Welcome to Twin Talk. This is Joy, and I'm here with my sister Angie, and we were just discussing how we feel like we need a little intro song or something, some sort of music. I said, "Welcome to Twin Talk." Anyway, so today we each...
That wasn't awkward.
That wasn't awkward at all. Today we're each going to recommend a book, and I'm excited because this is one of my all-time favorite books ever. I guess, okay, so I already asked her because I wanted to make sure, because sometimes I'm not sure if she's read the book or not. So I asked her, I said, "Have you read Little Big Man before?" And she said, "No, you gave me the book a long time ago, but I never read it." So you've never read Little Big Man?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I don't. You know what? It's possible I have, but I really only remember watching the movie.
It's life-shattering. If you've read it, I think you would remember it. Not life-shattering, it's life.
But I mean,
it's
you know how
awesome.
Sometimes you watch a movie and then you read the book and you're thinking, "Did I really read it?" Because they're so if they were close at all.
They're close. Okay,
don't
so
know.
you're not sure.
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, well, I chose the book Little Big Man. It's older, and I forgot to write down the publishing date, but it was like 1960 or 1962.
Oh,
So it is definitely older.
see, I would have pictured the 70s.
Yeah, me too. Jack Crabbe is the main character, and what's cool is he claims to be 111 years old at the opening of the book, and he claims to be the sole white survivor of the Battle of Little Bighorn. So this was back during, the Western days, the time of the Indians and cowboys and Indians. What's so cool about this book, I was thinking about this, it almost reminds me of Forrest Gump. You know how Forrest Gump seemed to always be at the most significant place at the most significant
Yes.
time? I was trying to think, he's in the Vietnam War, and what else did he witness?
He was in during the time of segregation when they were segregating kids, and
he's at the
they
school.
were bringing the National Guard in.
Yes, and he was on the Alabama football team with Bear Bryant. And
Yeah.
that's what this book reminds me of, like all the big wigs of that time, all the big names.
So he rubbed shoulders.
He actually
with them.
rubbed shoulders with them and got to witness history. So basically, when he was 10 years old, his family was attacked by Indians, and everybody was killed but him and his sister. And what's funny is there's a Cheyenne Indian, and the sister's like, "He wants me, Jack. He wants me. He's going to take me back to his teepee and do things to me. I know it, Jack. He wants me." And she's like this real tomboy. She's real homely.
She was very manly.
Yeah, she's very manly. You've seen the movie, so she's
Yeah.
very like that.
I forgot about her. She
Well,
was
come to
funny.
find out, they weren't kidnapping them at all. Caroline is her name, and then Jack Crabbe. They just follow. Caroline's convinced they're being kidnapped, so they follow them to the teepees, and then later on, Caroline just quote unquote escapes because she sees they really don't want anything to do with her.
Oh.
And Jack stays; he has nowhere else to go. So what's so cool is the whole book. It's he gets to see what he knows what's like to live as a white man, and he knows what it's like to live as an Indian, as a Cheyenne Indian. So he's raised as a Cheyenne Indian. So you get to learn all about their customs, their beliefs, how they lived. That to me is the most fascinating part. But yet when it's convenient for him, like if there's a battle, that's what's cool. Here's the thing, he's not really a hero, but he does do some heroic things in the book. So, like, for example, if their tribe is being attacked or whatever, he might just switch over to the white man and all of a sudden go, "Hey, I'm one of you, don't kill me."
Right. Well,
And he goes
wouldn't
back.
We all. I mean, our life was in jeopardy.
Yeah. Well, I just want to read this list because, like I said, it's kind of like Forrest Gump. Like, he got to witness all these really cool things in history and cross paths. Here are the people he crossed paths with, okay? Wild Bill Hickok, Wyatt Earp, Buffalo Bill, George Armstrong Custer. These were all the professions he was throughout the book. He was a scout, a trapper, a mule skinner, a whiskey peddler, a drunk, a gunfighter.
That's an occupation.
Yeah, well, I guess I should say these are the stages he went through and the
I'm-
jobs he went
I'm
through.
just teasing.
But yeah, he kind of made an occupation of it. Gunfighter, that was one of the funniest parts of the book. Buffalo hunter, railroader, and miner. And of course, but the thing I love about it is you get to see history through his eyes. You get to see, and the white men are not portrayed very well, but you get to see how the Indians lived. And And even though he's a coward most of the time, he does have moments where he's a true hero. And it's a very moving book. I would put it in one of my top 10 books of all time. I love this book, and the writing is just, it's amazing. And I was just reading kind of a review a while ago on the internet, and I can't remember the guy's name that was reviewing the book, and he's the one that reviewed it years and years ago, and he's still talking about today. And he says probably some of the scenes, like of the battles, he says probably some of the best written literature that's out there
Oh, really?
in our times. Yeah.
I'm almost positive that you recommended, or you're the one that introduced me to the movie. And I agree. Like I said, I don't really know how close the book is to the movie, but the movie blew me away, and to this day, it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh,
Now,
I didn't know that.
I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're listening to us out there and you haven't seen it, it's older, but Dustin Hoffman plays Jack Crabbe.
Faye Dunaway is in it.
Yeah, and
She's
his Indian name is Little Big Man, and that's where the name comes in. He's
But-
been given the name Little Big Man.
And all of the Indian actors are really good in it.
Oh,
and I like that they
yeah.
didn't take a white man and just try to make him look like an Indian.
Yeah, you're
From what I
right.
could tell, it looked to me like most of them
Yeah,
were truly authentic.
I think they really did try to be authentic. But have I convinced you to read Little Big Man?
Oh yeah, definitely. And and it's been sitting on my shelf. You probably gave it to me a year or two ago because you had an extra. I think
loved
it's a
it so
paperback.
much that I ordered a couple extra copies.
Yeah.
And just gave them away as gifts.
But
because I'm just
Yeah, what I was going to say is the only reason it's been sitting on my shelf and I haven't picked it up is because I do remember some of the more disturbing parts of the movie, and so I know they're in the book, and I just don't. Oh, it's hard for me to read about some of those battle scenes and when they went in
Yeah.
and killed the women, and when the white men went in and killed some of the women and children in these
Yeah.
Indian camps. That part, is
Yeah,
hard for
and
me.
I'll have to say there are some tough parts when he goes into some of that stuff. But that does bring up another point about the book. There's a lot of comedy in it as well.
Yes.
So there's some
So
comic
it-
relief.
It kind of complements the tragedy.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's not like
or
you have
balance
this-
it. Not complement, balances it out.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
not like you're going to have this hard, emotional read through the whole thing. There's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of light-hearted humor in it, and just the situations he gets himself into. So really, the dark moments are kind of few and far between, but they are there. And it's heartbreaking. But I'm telling you, just one of my all-time favorite books. I highly recommend it to anyone who's listening. And if you are listening, if you ever do read this book, I would love it if you would leave us a voicemail on our, I always forget the name of it. Is it Voice Pipe?
No one
Speak
ever
Pipe?
leaves us messages.
I know.
so
Well,
I've-
we've had two, my friend Jennifer, and then our friend Brett.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do read any of these books we recommend, I would love to hear, even if you hate it, call us and say, why did you recommend that book? I would like to hear opinions.
I totally agree. And I don't know if I've run this by you or not, so I might as well do it on air.
Okay.
But, we've been talking about creating Twin Talk t-shirts for over a year now.
Yeah.
We just can't seem to get around to it.
Right.
But I have an idea.
Okay.
So once we get these made, these
Yeah.
quote-unquote t-shirts.
Yeah, these hypothetical
Hypothetical
t-shirts.
t-shirts. I'm going to say the first 5 people that leave us a message get a free t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
We got to do something for some incentive here.
Yeah,
So,
I like that idea. You get
Yeah.
a Twin Talk T-shirt
Yeah.
if you leave us a message.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Let's do it.
Okay.
We have a silhouette or cricket or whatever it's called.
This-
We got it for our birthday,
2 years ago, and we've not
and we've
used
not
it
used it
yet.
one time. But hey, I heard you can make the T-shirts on there or the
Right.
designs.
Right, and I already have the design in mind and everything. So
Ooh.
what's the deal? I could just need
Cool.
to get up and do it. So
Okay, well, what is your book?
okay, well,
Is it another? Oh, by the way, I have a story
no.
to tell you.
Okay.
So last time we did this, Angie recommended I heard the owl call my name. And then, of course, she backtracked toward the end.
yeah, I said I wouldn't recommend it for everyone.
Not for everyone. But on the way, so, I'm driving home from Angie's house after we did that podcast. And I forgot to tell you, I'm on this kind of backcountry road that in between our houses. I live about,
6 miles.
6,
from me.
7 miles from you. And this owl flies
What?
off of a tree,
Uh-uh.
not right over my car, but in the general vicinity. And I was like,
Oh my
listening for him to
gosh.
go, hoo hoo, joy, hoo hoo, joy. I was going to freak out if I heard him call my name. Because
You're-
now I
but
know.
That is unusual because I'm always thinking I see
Yes.
owls and it usually ends up being a hawk.
And here's
So-
another thing. Did you get my text the other night? and I saw an owl out on our power line in our backyard.
Really?
Like right after this podcast.
That's just weird
you
because
can't
I
make this
never
up.
see owls. I hear them, but
I
I never
know.
see them.
I saw it. It was on our power line.
Okay, you sure it wasn't a hawk?
And
those
yeah,
are- they're
because you're
big.
right, and the hawks are big. And I even went and got my daughter's she's got this little like thing from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like one of those things you look at to magnify.
like a little,
a periscope.
Yeah,
No.
I don't.
I
yeah,
can't
I know
think
what
of
you're
it.
talking about.
I went to grab it to look at it more closely, and he had already flown off. But here's how I'm pretty sure it was an owl, because
Okay.
that night, I kid you not, he hooted all night I'm not kidding, like it was midnight.
And this is the same night we had.
No,
the
this was
pod-
like a few nights later,
Okay,
but
but
still,
still.
this owl would not quit hooting. I could not sleep. And I was even texting on our group text with our sisters and our mom. I was like, because Angie used to laugh about, they have a rooster that would
won't
wake y'all
shut up.
That won't
Yeah.
shut up,
Uh-huh.
and he wakes y'all up at like 3 or 4 in the
Yeah,
morning.
I was under this mistaken
Belief.
that roosters only crow in the morning. Well, that's
Me
that's a
too.
huge lie. If anybody needs to know,
Well,
that's
see,
not
I always
true.
thought, roosters start
Crowing at
dawn. But Angie says no, that's
a
not
bold
true.
face. That's a bold-faced lie. That's
So
all I
it's
can
not
say.
true. So roosters start.
Yeah,
Yours
our
starts,
rooster crows all night long.
and he's right outside
He's
the
right
window,
outside my
pretty
window.
close.
Yeah,
So I said in the text message, I put, "Forget the rooster. The owl won't shut up."
oh, I guess I missed it.
So
Somehow I
you must have missed that. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. That owl sat there and hooted for like a solid hour, and this was like midnight. I had to get up and work the next day, and I was like, I
Uh-huh.
love owls. I'm fascinated by
Yeah.
owls, but I'm like, shut up! I cannot sleep. So anyway.
Okay, so
So okay, I'm sorry. I totally got off track.
I'm
What
glad
is
you
your
told me
book?
that. So the last time we did, I heard the owl call my name. What was your book that was so much better than my book?
Bare bones.
Oh, Bare Bones. Oh, and I guess
Here we
okay.
go.
Okay, for the listeners, I actually did listen to Joy's suggestion to listen to Bare Bones, and I just wasn't
Yeah.
that impressed.
She didn't think it was as funny as I said. Here's what happened. I built it. I overbuilt it.
Okay.
I must have overbuilt it.
You set my expectations
I
too
set
high.
the bar too high,
Yes.
and there was nowhere to go but down. I should have said, it's okay.
Now, don't get
It's
me
kinda
wrong.
funny.
It was
It
interesting.
sucks in some places. I
No,
don't know.
it was very interesting, but I kept waiting for the aha laugh out loud moments, and there just wasn't any. I just didn't laugh through it.
Fine.
Okay, so, but just
Okay.
because I wasn't that impressed doesn't mean our listeners.
Well, that probably
may
tells
not.
me that our listeners will probably be the same way.
No,
What was she
no.
saying? It wasn't that funny.
Yeah,
well.
that was just my impression.
To
of
me,
the book.
he was funny.
Yeah, he was funny. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
And it was a fascinating story,
Yeah.
I thought.
So anyway, what's funny is that podcast, I was thinking, holy cow, she just blew me away with her book.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Barebone sounded so much better than I heard the owl call my name. And this time you're
Not
talking
a competition. Well, maybe it is.
So this time you're talking about one of my all-time favorite movies. So I know, and I already know the book's going to be phenomenal because I just
Yeah.
know. I mean, you've read
It
it, and
is,
you know it
yeah.
is. But so with that being said, here's my book for this week.
Okay.
And I'm unveiling it to Joy for the
Ooh,
first
she
time.
actually brought the physical
I actually have it
copy.
in a Walmart sack, so she couldn't see it.
Ooh.
And so my book is Dogs as I See Them.
Oh, it looks really old.
Yeah, I
and it looks
wish-
like an antique. It's tearing apart on the spine.
Yes. So this is what's so funny is she's talking about this phenomenal book, and I have a book about sketches of dogs.
Well, it's cool.
But
though.
it's a totally different.
The
It's not a
cover's really
novel.
cool.
It's not, and I'll explain exactly what it is. So book is like I said, it's called Dogs as I See Them, and it's by Lucy Dawson, and her nickname is Mac. Okay, she was a very famous illustrator, and back in the 30s, she would illustrate pictures of dogs.
Okay.
And they would be put into magazines, and different people would use them as advertisements, periodicals, where they were so popular among the readers. People were like, oh, where can we get more of these pictures? So she decided to put a lot of her popular and her favorite sketches into a book.
Okay.
So I found this book in an antique store in Paris, Texas, when I was there 2 weeks ago.
Oh, awesome.
We went to watch Kay play baseball. It was their first
Right.
game. And we had some downtime, so we went to this little antique store. And I walked in the second booth I came to, I saw it laying there. And you ever see something and you just fall in love with it the
Had
minute
you
see
already
it?
known about her before
No,
you saw the
I
book?
knew nothing.
You just did this research
I
once you
did this
got the book.
once I got the book. I did the research.
Okay.
I'd never heard of her.
I love the cover.
And so I saw the book. immediately was drawn to the cover.
Can I ask you how much you paid for
Yeah,
the book?
I was just getting ready to say, I paid $10 for it,
Okay.
and I was more excited when I saw the copyright date.
What is the copyright?
The copyright date's 1937.
Wow.
So I immediately opened the book, and as you can see, I wish others could see.
And I just love dogs, so
Yes,
immediately.
So I flipped through it, and you'll just see all these beautiful,
We're going to have to take pictures of
heartwarming-
this and put on our website.
Yes, illustrations of these dogs. There's all kinds of different breeds in there. I'll let you look through it while we're talking.
that is awesome.
So, I do need to read just real quickly. I was going to read just to give our.
And it looks like she's talking about actual dogs because it looks like their names
Yes.
are over each little dog.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about that in just a
Okay.
second. So I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs on the cover of the book.
Okay.
Dogs as I see them.
Or on that, not the cover of the book.
Oh,
but
the inside.
Okay.
The inside.
Like the introductory
introduction.
type, okay.
Lucy Dawson's friendly, sympathetic portraits of dogs so delighted readers of numerous English and American periodicals that they finally were gathered together to make a book. With her sketches are her own amusing notes about the conduct of the dogs while they posed. These charming little reminiscences, how do you say that?
Where is it?
Reminiscences interpret
Yeah.
the character and mood of each and make us friends at once with everyone in this gallery of engaging portraits.
Okay.
So what's really cool is, like you said, you love dogs. I love dogs. I love art, and so basically, from what I can understand, she would sketch pictures of these dogs, and you can tell they're from very wealthy families, like in Great Britain and England.
Okay.
Because in her little descriptions beside each sketch, she would say, "Oh, this dog normally lives in London, but he went to his summer cottage in Northampton."
Oh, right.
So you could tell it was kind of wealthy people that they wanted her to sketch their
Right.
dogs. But anyway, what was really cool is when I was leaving the store, I told the owner, I said, "Hey, I don't know whose booth this is, but would you tell the person whose booth this belonged to that I fell in love with this book and I love it?" And there was a lady standing there. She was, "Oh, that's mine. That's my booth."
Oh, wow.
I said, "Oh, I just want you to know because I have a booth. I have a booth in an antique store, and it makes me feel good to know people find something that I have sold or had for sale that they actually really loved."
Right.
And she said, "Yeah, I found that book in North Carolina." So that's
Okay.
anyway. I thought that was really cool. So anyway, I just fell in love with
the dogs are adorable.
the sketches are. They just capture the dogs.
And some of them are color. Some of them are black and white.
Yeah,
some of them are like colored in.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So 22 of the sketches are in color, or
Okay.
they're and the rest are in black and white. When I say in color, the color of the dog. But anyway, the reason I just fell in love with it is, can you see why that's so
Oh,
neat?
it's just adorable. And she's got the little puppies asleep, and sometimes they're playing, and sometimes they're cuddling. It's just really...
Yes.
Oh, and here's a little Yorkie or
Oh, little
Scotty.
Scotty, they're
little
so-
Scotty begging. They're really
So
awesome.
here's the deal about this book. You will like this book if you love dogs and you love art. And I was just going to mention a couple of the names of the dogs. There's Binky, Albert, Patch, Caesar, and Trig. They just have some cute little names. And then some of the breeds that are in there, they've got Cairn, Pekingese, Dachshund, Scotties, Bulldogs, Chows, Irish Springers. And what was really interesting is I was just at Mom's house just right before I came here, and Amanda was there. Well, Amanda is our niece who also listens to our podcast.
Oh, I
So
didn't know
Amanda,
that.
thank you for listening. But anyway, Amanda flipped through the book, and it was really fun. Because she's a
She was a pet groomer.
She was a dog groomer.
She's
She-
taken some years off, I
yeah,
guess.
she groomed dogs for years, so she's very familiar with all these different breeds. And
sorry.
as she would flip through the book and looked at the pictures, she would tell me, "Oh, I love these dogs," or "Oh, these dogs are temperamental." But it was just really, I had a real nice
Yeah,
discussion.
she has a wide knowledge of dogs and how they act and how to care for them.
Yeah, she knew like each dog, their temperaments. It was so funny to see her reaction as she looked
at the
at
dogs.
each picture. But so I thought that was fun to talk with her about that. But anyway, I just had this really weird thought after I looked at that book. I thought, okay, this book is from 1937. Don't make me do the math. I have no idea how many years
Right.
ago that is. But something just occurred to me. I thought, if we were to pick up a book, a novel or anything that was illustrated from 1937 with hairstyles are different, our clothes are different, as a culture we're different, we're a lot more morally lax, just so many things would be different.
Yeah.
I thought dogs don't change.
Yeah, that's true.
These pictures in here, I can look at a Scotty, they look exactly the same today as
Right.
they did in 1937. So
Right.
I know it sounds weird, but I was just kind of like,
No, I never thought about that. You're
Yeah.
right. Even though people change as far
yeah,
as
it's like
how we dress,
I actually
and
wrote
act
down
and-
people change, dogs don't, and I think
Aw.
that's the
That's the worldwide. To me, that's
allure,
the universal
appeal of dogs.
Dogs are loyal.
Yes.
And usually friendly, and they love you unconditionally, and that's the draw. And that's why we
Yeah.
love dogs so much.
So, I mean, even just looking, dogs are, even if you have a dog, you know the health benefits and how they can your blood pressure is lower and all these different health benefits. But even just looking at the pictures and the sketches, I just had such a
it makes my little heart melt.
I
Yeah.
just had such
Yeah.
a pleasurable time just looking through the pages at all the little puppies she drew and just their
Yeah.
face. She just captured them so perfectly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I do recommend this book, but there's a problem.
Uh-oh. Where do you get one?
Exactly. So I think you're going to start calling me the queen of obscure books
Right.
because everything I like, it's like, how do you get it?
Right.
So
I wonder if you can find it on eBay.
It
or
is on
somewhere.
eBay, and when I actually looked on eBay before I came to answer
Right.
that question, and there was probably, there was about 7 or 8 listings, and they ranged anywhere from $20 to $100.
Okay.
Yeah, so this isn't something a book that you're just going to get your hands on. It's
Same
kind of
with Little Big Man. It's still in print, but yeah, it's not like you could go to the library, I don't think, and get it. I think you definitely have to order it off of Amazon
Yeah.
or somewhere.
So anyway, that's all I really had to say
Okay,
about
well,
it.
I
and
love it, and
I will post. I'm going to take some pictures
You
and post
should.
them online on our Twin Talk Facebook.
Okay. And I'll put it on the website if I ever get a chance.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I like that recommendation, so I will definitely look at that. And
It's
give it a
definitely
go.
one of my new favorite books.
Okay. Okay, well, so if you're out there listening to Twin Talk, we highly recommend Little Big Man and Dogs as I See Them by Lucy Dawson. I guess we will see you next time on
Twin Talk.